Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about oogenesis. So in the previous class we have discussed what is gametogenesis. In the human, gametogenesis includes spermatogenesis and female gamete formation, that is oogenesis. Okay. So in oogenesis, what is meant by oogenesis? The formation of the process of formation of egg or ovum itself is called as oogenesis. Genesis means formation, oogenesis is ovum formation or egg formation. So where it takes place? So already you have studied the uterus and here is the ovary, fallopian tube. The structure of female reproductive organ you have already studied. And here comes the ovaries. Ovaries are the primary sex organs in case of female, because in ovary the formation of female gamete, that is ovum, takes place. Now, so oogenesis starts when the fetus is developing in the womb. Okay, in the first month of embryogenesis itself, the oogenesis process starts in female fetus. So the oogenesis, same as that of spermatogenesis, even it is having 3 phases of egg formation. Okay, so for the formation of egg, we'll divide this whole process in 3 steps. One is, the very first one is multiplication phase. Multiplication phase. So obviously multiplication phase is that where the germ mother cell divides and redivides mitotically. So in the previous class I told you what is mitosis and meiosis, division and all. So it divides and redivides to form so many cells. Okay, the germ mother cell divide and redivide to form oogonia. The cells which are formed after the division of germ mother cell is called as oogonia. Oogonia is diploid. Okay, it is having 2 sets of chromosomes. And this oogonia, so till here this is the first phase, that is multiplication phase. The cells, the number of cells go on increasing. Okay, multiplication. Next, this purple color is the second phase of oogenesis, that is growth phase. Okay, growth phase. Because of accumulation of nutrition, the oogonia, the oogonia start to increase its size for about 200 times, and then the cell is formed, and this is called as primary oocyte. Primary oocyte. And even this is diploid, because here whatever the growth or the mitosis division is taking place, it is nothing to do with the number of chromosomes. The number of chromosomes in the germ mother cell, oogonia and the primary oocyte is diploid only. You need to remember this. Okay. Once the primary oocyte divide mitotically. So here the division was meiosis, but here the division is here the division was mitosis and here it is meiosis. In meiosis what happens? In the meiosis 1, it is reductional division. Remember, it is reductional division. Why we call this meiosis 1 as reductional division? Because when the cell is dividing meiotically, the chromosome number, which is 2n, is reduced to half. Okay, that is why when the primary oocyte undergo meiotic division, it forms the secondary oocyte, which is haploid. Okay, till here all the cells were diploid and here it is haploid. So always remember, when this meiosis process takes place, then the formed daughter cell is haploid. Now, here you need to remember one more important thing, that is, when this primary oocyte divides itself, it divides into 2 daughter cells, but one is larger in size and the other is smaller in size, because to conserve the cytoplasm. Okay, because all the nutrition which is there, it is in the cytoplasm. So to conserve the cytoplasm, what happens when it splits, when the primary oocyte splits, the first formed smaller cell is called as first polar cell, and the second larger cell is called as secondary oocyte. You need to write this secondary in words, not in this symbol. Okay, secondary oocyte, which is haploid. Again, this secondary oocyte divide, but this is not reductional division, this is equational division. Equational division means where the haploid, it is haploid, and the chromosome number is maintained in the mother cell and the daughter cell. Here it is haploid and even here it is haploid. So this is equational division. The meiotic II is equational division. When the secondary oocyte divides, it forms a ovum, or it is also called as egg or ootid. And again one more smaller cell is formed, which is also haploid. This is called as second polar body. This is the first polar body, this is the second polar body. So you need to remember, this is the process of oogenesis, and this third step where the primary oocyte is going to divide meiotically and produce the egg. So this is the third phase, which is called as maturation phase. Maturation phase. So the first one is multiplication phase, second one is growth phase, and the third one is maturation phase. Okay, and at the end of this process we will get a egg or ovum. Now when the baby is born, there are about 2 million of oogonia, but during puberty there are 60 to 80,000 of oocyte in each ovaries. So this is about oogenesis. Next we will study the structure of egg or ovum. Okay, it is spherical in shape and this is covered with the plasma membrane. The pink colored thin line, it is plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is also called as vitelline membrane. Next, this plasma membrane or vitelline membrane is covered with one more gel-like jelly layer or the jelly membrane, which is called as zona pellucida. And the whole cell, which is the cytoplasm, is divided into the outer peripheral cytoplasm, that is called as egg cortex, that is also called as exoplasm. Okay, this outer side or the peripheral cytoplasm is called as egg cortex, or it is also called as exoplasm. Now this inner side cytoplasm, which is called as ooplasm. Okay, the cytoplasm of egg is called as ooplasm. This ooplasm consists of nucleus, okay, this nucleus and other cell organelles and nutrition. Okay, and this nucleus is also called as germinal vesicle. The nucleus of the egg is called as germinal vesicle. And the third layer, we were discussing about the membranes. The first membrane was plasma membrane, second membrane was zona pellucida, and the third membrane, which looks like a radiating structure, this structure is called as corona radiata. Okay, this is the third membrane. About all these things we are going to discuss in detail in the next class, but to understand the structure you need to remember these things. Now we have discussed about the membranes, the first, second and the third membrane of the egg. Now this nucleus is placed towards one peripheral side. That is why it induces polarity. So the side which is towards this nucleus or the germinal vesicle, this side is called as animal pole, and the opposite of animal pole, this side of the cell is called as vegetal pole. Okay, and what is the importance? Animal pole is for fertilization, I mean to say the sperm egg entry. Okay, through this portion of the egg the sperm enters, and after that the fertilization takes place. And also this axis, the embryonic division or the cleavage takes place through this axis also. So we have studied about the structure of egg, human egg or ovum. So it consisting of germinal vesicle or the nucleus which is placed towards the periphery, and it is covered with the three membranes. The one is vitelline membrane or plasma membrane, the next is zona pellucida, the third is corona radiata, and the cytoplasm, the peripheral cytoplasm is egg cortex, and the middle one is ooplasm. Ooplasm consists of nucleus and all the cell membranes, nutrition, and also done. So here we complete the structure of egg. In the next class we will discuss about these layers or these membranes in detail.